Dash. We've had a bath this morning. We've had food twice. We've had a bit of nap this morning. And the first time I'm sitting him down in a seat of some kind. In a makeshift sheet. Say hi to the team. Yeah. What are we going to podcast about today, Dash? Have you got so many thoughts that you're completely stuck? You know what I'd like to talk about today? It's like, what do we pass down onto... It's a little bit chilly this morning, so I've got this jumper on. So, I had a lot of struggles, in my... What you would label a struggle. Like, say... I'd have so many thoughts and emotions raging inside of me, so strong that it was uncontrollable. Like anger, fear, anxiety, not having enough, or frustration and just bitterness, and all these things would just roll inside me in this uncontrollable way, So I tried ways to manage it, distract myself, play sport, go to gym, work out, hang out with friends. I think we all go through this, and I still go through it now. I've got these mental things. I'm like, is Dash gonna take on some of my traits? Is he gonna go through those problems as a teenager, as a 20-year-old, as a young man? Because you've taken on your body and mind, so you might take through that, right? So then how do you manage it? How do you control it? You would like to know, wouldn't you? Oh my God, big spews, big spews, big spews. We're gonna need a new bib. Big spews, big spews. So, I feel sometimes these days, anything sometimes, it can be work stuff, it can be family stuff, it can be relationship stuff, or the world is raging in my head, the voices, the thoughts, the emotions, and it all feels so real, it feels like I'm justified to be feeling this way and thinking this way. And then it's like you can't even stick inside of your body. Like you just want to jump out of your body. It's so true, isn't it? I feel my pain. So how do I cope with it at the moment? It's like this, and I'm sure everyone goes through it. That's why some people probably are on drugs, because you just want to escape your thoughts, your brain, your mind, and you want to find relief of some kind, right? People go on holidays, watch TV, eat, drink, escape, any way, right? Sometimes you can't escape, And then one of the ways that I do it is I don't take it, I'm like, okay, well, these things are going through me. I really believe them to be true. I'm so angry about the situation. I really want, this is unfair. All of this stuff feels very real, right? And then I tell myself, this is just me. This feels very real and it seems very real and seems very justified, but this is just me being me. And I'm being this overreactive, over-emotional being right now. When in reality, I don't need to be. That's one way I cope with it. I disassociate from it, my emotions, my thoughts and everything. I try to make sure I do physical exercise. I try to just keep moving around and walking, and I have a walking desk while I'm working. But yeah, Dash, are you going to take on some of these really crazy attributes that I have? You know what I mean? Let me try to get this camera set. Does that work? Does a temporary fix? And actually, we need to do a part podcast change of this thing. And maybe, while we got the chance, we can re-sit you. He's literally spewing at this conversation. It's like, man, I'm spewing. Okay, so if you're going to take on my traits and Heather's traits, and some of those things I really struggle with and still struggle with to today, and I could have easily become a drug addict, I could have easily become any sorts of weird things, but I use all my weirdness to work out more, to work more, to clean the house, to do more productive things. But I've still got this weirdness inside of me, right? These raging waters of thoughts and emotions and beliefs, things that seem very true at the time, but then afterwards I'm like, I really thought that was so true, and it wasn't true at the end of it. So then how do I teach you to manage yourself, so you don't get out of control? Hey, you gonna join the podcast? He's got a lot to say today. So then, that's how I cope with things. I can say this is how I cope with things, and then try to help him cope with things the way I do. But I guess everyone's going through this, so in their own way. And we're all trying to cope through it. And some people don't do so well. They end up on drugs or whatever, or disassociating from the world, or playing computer games. So we're all got this raging through us, and we all cope with it in different ways. And yeah, that's true. So how else are we going to cope through this? Because I fear that all these things that start raging inside of you, that did inside of me, and probably, well, it does inside of every human out there, just this storm of, and each person varies, you know. My experience was, I believe things so strongly, I feel things, I think things, these angry things inside my head, and it's just like a cyclone. And I've managed to harness them to be productive, but it doesn't mean I'm not upset or anxious, and I feel like I want to explode out of my body, you know what I mean? Like, that's the only way I can escape. So if these are things that are happening inside of me, then they're probably going to be happening inside of him. So we've got to figure out ways to exist well, you know? I have made a video on existing well, which was, we just have to create a little bit of separation from ourselves, where we're watching ourselves from a third party, and we're like, oh, look at that character that I am. All these things are happening inside of me, and what's that character gonna do now? Are they gonna go towards good things, bad things? But that character is got this whirlwind of storm, of raging storm inside of them. And yeah, welcome to existence. You're gonna have raging storms inside of you, mentally, emotionally, and yeah. What do we do about it? You know? We can't deny it. We can't deny that life, we wake up into life and everything's all nice. We have to face reality and see what we do with it, right? Yeah? And support each other through it. Yeah. What do you reckon, Dash? Is that a good video for today? I think it was a good video for today.